The Los Angeles Rams secondary might be their biggest concern heading into the 2025 season. But with a healthy blend of veteran presence like Ahkello Witherspoon, Quentin Lake, Darius Williams, Cam Curl, and young players ready to develop like Cameron Kitchens and Emmanuel Forbes Jr., this is a Rams unit that has an opportunity for a lot of improvement. But it does seem like the Rams are going into this season hoping that their front four can get after the quarterback and have this secondary not have to spend much time in coverage on each play and hopefully even just generate turnovers. Kind of a ball hawk plan, if you will. And the reality is, there aren't many elite secondary units around the NFL. It's becoming a bit of a rarity. It seems the Rams are content with the guys they have on their roster right now. They didn't elect to try and trade for Jalen Ramsey or sign Jair Alexander. And I think this is just their roster building philosophy right now. In this video, we're going to look at some of the rankings by Sharp Football Analysis, linked to their great website and resource in the description below. And we're also going to look at the Rams depth chart and talk through the players that will be competing for time, who have kind of locked down starter positions. And in general, we're just going to talk about the Rams secondary here. And if you like talking football, especially with the Rams, feel free to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the Rams secondary? So as we go to this article here from Sharp Football Analysis, they have the ranks of every NFL secondary, and they have a score to go with them. And they use a combination of opinion and statistic to get this score. As you can see, they have the Broncos, Texans, Lions, Eagles up here near the top. And if you're wondering where the Rams, they're down here at 26. And they have a score of 26. So as a biased Ram fan, I think this is a little low, but I understand it, and I definitely think that the Rams secondary is something that they'll have to prove some people wrong if they want to improve this. And if we go to what they say about the Rams secondary in their little section here, the Rams finished up at 26 in our secondary voting, the lowest unit ranking on their roster. Los Angeles allowed 29 passing touchdowns in 2024, the fifth most in the NFL. Now, I also do want to caveat that ranking has to be skewed a little bit, because if you guys remember, Trey White was a starter for the Rams. The Rams were pretty banged up at the start of 2024 at the secondary position. And I think between some veteran talent and some young talent that's ready to develop, the Rams can improve a lot from 2024 to 2025. Let's dive in here to the Rams depth chart. So here on ourlads.com, and you'll see in the Rams secondary, let's start at the safety position, where you have Cameron Kitchens, you have Quentin Lake, you have Cam Curl. Cam Curl was a free agent last year that they signed. Cameron Kitchens was drafted, and he had a phenomenal interception for a return for a touchdown. And still a very young player. And then Quentin Lake has developed into a savvy veteran player for this Rams defense. And I think that these are three players that really need to step up this year, between the youth of Cameron Kitchen and the veteran presence of Cam Curl and Quentin Lake. These three starter safeties really need to step up here. And then they have Darius Williams and Ahkello Witherspoon, two veteran corners in the starting corner position. I know that Ram fans have their criticisms of both Darius Williams and Ahkello Witherspoon, but I can't help but think the coaching staff believes in this unit. If they really wanted to, they could have gone and got Jalen Ramsey. They really could have, right? Maybe they didn't want to give up what the Steelers gave up, but they definitely could have been in on it, and it sounds like they were in on it, right? They maybe could have got a Jair Alexander, but I think that the Rams are content having a defense where their front four, they're trusting they're going to get pressure on the quarterback, and that the coverage won't have to hold as long as other other incarnations of this defense. And so if you can get out of the quarterback, your secondary can definitely be improved in that sense. And hopefully the Rams can have a bit of a ball hawk secondary, right? Get after the quarterback, force him to make bad throws, and then let's have some of these safeties and corners pick them off, right? Going to the second string here, you have Kobe Durant, land shark. Always someone that is definitely he's one of the funniest guys on the team, but he's definitely someone to watch. We've seen him develop, into a capable corner and kind of a rotational way. Uh, Jalen McCullen, he had an interception last year. He's someone that definitely a young player you'd like to continue to see developed. Um, Tanner Engel, don't have strong opinions about him. Want to see more. Emmanuel Forbes Jr. This is the name that we got to watch for. We've been talking about this since the Rams picked him up off of waivers mid-season last year. He was a first-round pick by the Washington Commanders. He is probably my favorite person that I want to see play in the preseason. I'm hoping Emmanuel Forbes takes a huge leap forward in his NFL career, and I'd love to see it, and I'm going to be cheering him on all the way. Uh, at the third string, Darian Kendricks, someone you got to watch out for, right? He it's tough. He was a young player. He was developing. Then he got hurt. He missed all of last year. The Rams released him, but then brought him back to save a little bit of money. So I'm curious. He's probably right behind Emmanuel Forbes of someone I want to see in the preseason and how is he coming back from that injury. And then obviously you got guys like Josh Wallace in there, and then some of these other names here like Malik Dixon Williams and Nate Vacarsdale. Pardon me if I'm butchering that name there, and Cam Lampkin. These are names that obviously are fighting to make a practice squad in some capacity. And so out of these names here, Darian Kendricks is definitely the most of note just because he was someone who was getting snaps in the NFL at some point in time here. So I'm excited for this unit. I think they have a lot of improvement. I think they have a lot of blend between veteran presence, young players who are going into their second or third year and ready to take that next step forward. It's not a Let's actually look. How much money do the Rams spend on their secondary? So this is interesting here. This is an article by the Rams Wire, Cameron De Silva. I'll link it in the description below. So apparently the Rams spend the 12th most on cornerback in the NFL at 24.57 million, and then 25th at safety at 11.27 million. Kind of surprised by that, to be honest. Um, Thought it would be a little bit less, but okay. I guess that's what you get when you have a healthy blend of veteran and rookie presence in there. So this is going to be interesting. It is very telling. The Rams did not draft, very much to address this position this year. They seem content with who they got, and only time will tell if that pays off. If their strategy of get after the quarterback, trust in this young defense, front four, front seven, to get after the quarterback and stop the run, and then hopefully this secondary can generate some big plays for the Rams moving forward. So that's going to do it for me in this video. Feel free to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I love chatting with you in the comments below. We are so close to the training camp starting and preseason starting, and I'm gonna have some watch parties and everything like that. It's gonna be a lot of fun hanging out with you talking football this season. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams.